Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my reaction to Steins Gate 0, episode 11. So last time we had Maho being cute, getting all into Akihabara and its tech scene. But we also had the ending part, which was the big important thing. After getting Amadeus working again, Maho lets it slip to Okabe that she has Kurisu's computer, her laptop, and that she's having trouble getting it unlocked and everything. Okabe then goes completely nuts, telling her all about how, yeah, if she gets that open and if she gets the information out of that, it could fall into the wrong hands and will cause World War III. Which we know is pretty much correct, because we know where all of this ends up leading in the future. We know how all of this ends up, yeah. And he knows too, after everything he's gone through in the original Steins Gate and so far in Zero. He freaked her out quite a bit, and the fact that he's going on about this, she can, I assume, clearly tell that he's not just joking around here, that he clearly believes it, at least. So the question now is, how is she going to take it? And is she going to ask the big question that most people would ask in that situation? How do you know? And if she does, will he have to tell her? And what would she even think? Would she believe him if he told her all about the world lines and the time traveling and whatnot? Probably not. I mean, would anyone believe that? Let's be honest. But yeah, so this is gonna lead to something interesting either way, I'm sure. So yeah, we have episode 11 today, and I've got some other stuff to record today as well, so we're not gonna try to dilly-dally at all here, is what I'm trying to get to. But what we've got here is this big moment, at the end of the last episode, and it's got to culminate in some way. It's got to really, the build-up has to pay off. I've talked about build-ups and payoffs before, and I'm really hoping that they do it well here. I have faith that they will. I mean, White Fox has done an amazing job with both the original Steins Gate and so far with Zero. It's it feels like it's been no time at all, but it's been years and years since the original Steins Gate Zero. It's been 7 years, I think, because I think the original one came out in 2011. Either way, I'm really excited to see where this goes, and like I said, we still have other stuff to get to, so when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play, because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we will begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, so this was the end of our first arc of Steins Gate Zero. Now, there's more to go with this series. We're basically halfway through. So the first arc ends in quite an interesting fashion. So continuing off of last episode, Okabe, well actually, Maho leads Okabe to where her contact who has been working on the laptop is. And we find out it's Daru, who she didn't even know, because she didn't know who the contact was. It was this secret thing. So we found out Daru's close to getting into it, too. It's only a couple days away. 3 days, I think he said. But Okabe's no, you have to shut this down. You have to, destroy it right away. And so they tell Maho. They end up telling Maho what's going on. And she actually believes them, pretty easily. And the thing is, that actually surprised me, but also kind of didn't. I was talking about before that happened, it's would she even believe them if he told them? If he told her? Well, would she, understand? Would she believe it? Would she, question it at all? And I was kind of thinking like of two different possibilities. One, she just wouldn't. She would act like it was like just a stupid idea, and she would need like some kind of evidence or something to even consider it. Or she would believe it, but she would have trouble understanding it, and it wouldn't make a lot of sense to her. She'd kind of like struggle with the idea, but she'd believe him. She'd believe Okabe and see that he's not lying, basically. And it kind of came to the second one. She definitely had some struggling to fully grasp the situation, but she got the basics of it, and she did believe it in the end. But they end up getting interrupted by this group from before, the one who had broken into the lab. Um, and they end up nearly getting captured, but then there's this other group who stops them. Now, the group who stopped them, who shot at them and basically saved Okabe, Daru, and Maho, I don't know if that was supposed to be CERN or not. It almost kind of hinted that it might have been, but it wasn't totally clear. But in the bullet storm, because the people in the van who stopped everything were shooting just this hail of bullets, the laptop was destroyed. So all of that's destroyed, and presumably that stops the possibility of World War III happening. And at this time, Maho and Leskinen are returning to America, to Victor Kandria University and all, and they even extend an invitation for Okabe to come join them. And he's like, yeah, I'd be up for it. I just gotta study and make sure I can get accepted and all. And honestly, it's Okabe. The dude is actually really smart, despite the way he acts sometimes, both back in the original Steins Gate with his mad scientist personality, Hoween Kiyoma, as well as his personality in Steins Gate Zero of kind of being this really depressed loner kind of guy. Although he's not really a loner, but he kind of likes to act that way. He kind of acts like he's all alone in this a lot of the time. You get what I'm saying. So he'd be up for it, and I would actually really like to see that. I would love to see it to where he actually ends up going to America to stay there for a time, and maybe even his friends come with him, or at least a couple of them. And maybe we meet some new characters. We get to see the ones we already know. I just don't want Maho to be gone from the series, you know? I love her so much. I love Maho so much. She's seriously one of my new favorite characters in Steins Gate. I mean, there's plenty of characters I love in this series. I love Okabe. I love Mayuri. I love Ferris. I love Ruka. I just love all of these characters. And then now we got, in Steins Gate Zero, we got Maho, and it's just like, she's just so lovable. I just love her. She's cute. She's funny. She's just so cool in a lot of ways. She's smart. I love her design. Just pretty much everything about her is fantastically handled. I just really love her. I want to see fan art. I just don't want her role in the series to be done. And we're only halfway through. There's so much more they could do. I don't know where this is going to go from here, though. I mean, they seem to have stopped World War III. I mean, there's still the girl, though. There is still the girl, Kaguri, I think it is. Kaguri Shina. She was shown for a very short time in this episode. She has some fascination with some commercial, which might be important. It might, like, that commercial might have some relevance to her in some way. Like, maybe it's connecting to a memory or something that she hasn't fully grasped. I think that's where they're going to go next, though. I think Kaguri Shina's entire thing is going to be the next big part. Now that they've kind of gotten this first arc out of the way. I'm really interested to see where they take it. I really am. It's just been really interesting so far. This series is turning out to be a really great successor to the original Steins Gate. it was something I honestly worried about going into this. Because the original Steins Gate's such a magnificent classic. I was honestly worried that it wouldn't live up to the original after it having been so long since the original. But no, Studio White Fox, they impress. They did so much to make this the perfect follow-up. And I mean, I know a lot of it's taken from the visual novel, but still, it's not exactly the same. There's a lot you have to do in terms of translating it into an anime and stuff, and making it with all the scenes, how everything blends together, and all of that. And it just, the direction and everything of it is so perfect. Now, I can't say yet whether or not I like it more or less than the original. It's too early still. I can tell you that I do really like it, though. That I really love this series so far, and I can't wait to see where it goes from here. It's getting really good, and I have a lot of faith that this could be anime of the year. I mean, it's going to be hard to beat something like My Hero Academia, but if this really goes in certain directions, this could be anime of the year. So yeah. Tell me what you thought of this episode of Steins Gate Zero in the comments below. Tell me what you think of Maho. Is she as lovable to you as she is to me? Tell me your thoughts down in the comments below, and thank you so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.
And don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today.